Hey everyone, I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video. I believe about maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember, but if you check out my community tab, I explained the reason why I needed to take a little break. I wanted to come back, and May 5th was the date that I wanted to come back and start uploading content. So in this video, I just wanted to just update you guys of what's been going on here and what I'll be doing moving forward when it comes to this channel. So for starters, if you guys have been out of the loop what's been going on with MugenLord, I've been going through, especially in April, been going through some personal issues, with my family and everything, as far as health is concerned. Because my father, he had a ruptured appendix, so we had to rush him to the hospital. If we didn't get him to the hospital in time, it would have been fatal. So I had to rush him to the emergency, and I had to sit back and watch my father recover. And the good news is he's fine now. He's definitely fine. But during that time, if you check out my live streams, I talked about it, and I was going through a whole lot. And then right after my dad recovered, then my daughter, if you follow me on my streams and everything, my daughter has this, I guess you would say, this virus to where it's kind of like a cold sore, but it evolves around the eyes. So she gets like dry sores around her eye area and everything, and it also affects her eyes. Like, it's almost like pink eye, and it can be really dangerous if it's not handled really well. And that was just discovered last year, and it's been lying dormant in her ever since she was a child, but it just happened last year where it finally awakened. So now she has to be on medication. So right after my dad just left the hospital, or was in the hospital, the virus came back again because it can never go away. So it started showing signs, and we got to it right away. So I had to take her to the eye doctor, and she's doing fine. We handled it right away, so that's good. But at that time, it just seemed like everything would just come crashing down. So now, as far as what's going on and why I had to take the break, besides the personal issues, I began to experience burnout. And it's not the first time I experienced burnout, but I think this time was a worse time to experience burnout. It felt more worse than anything, to the point where I just didn't even want to come back to YouTube. It was just too stressful. And when it comes to this whole algorithm and trying to make sure your content get exposure and people get your content and everything, you have to play catch up with the algorithm. You have to please the algorithm. You try to stay within the algorithm to get your content to reach the people that you want to reach. And the thing when it comes to content creation, it haven't become fun anymore. It had become a job. And most importantly, the thing that really got me to experience this burnout even faster was this culture war content. Culture war is very stressful. And when it comes to this, and how the culture war has evolved over time, and how polarizing has become farther and farther, which I'll get into that in another video, it began to stress me out. And I was like, you know what, I don't even want to do culture war stuff anymore. And we'll talk about that in a later video. That's going to be its own dedicated topic, where we'll talk about why I'm pivoting away from this culture war stuff. And another thing that's really stressing me out about content creation is because of this new regimen that I had ever since I've been on this streak of success since 2023. Is I've been sticking to a strict schedule to upload videos. And having an upload schedule can be effective because it creates consistency within the algorithm. But at the same time, man, when it comes to me in my life, I don't just do YouTube. My success is outside of YouTube. But I enjoy YouTube, and I would love my YouTube to grow because it also expands, and it brings more exposure to, other business ventures that I'm in. And we'll get into that in a second. But that's also to extend that. But sticking to a schedule has become stressful because I have to have content out before Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means that I have to be looking for content. If I can't think of what I want to talk about, I have to go find articles. as far as gaming is concerned, and I gotta have this content out by Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which I explained to you guys that I pre-record a lot of my videos, and sometimes my videos can become outdated because by the time the news get out, news constantly evolve over time. And 1 minute news is relevant, and then 5 seconds later the news is no longer relevant. So it became stressful for that fact. And then if you're doing culture war stuff, you have to be on top of that and stay updated with that. And sticking to that schedule has become so stressful, and it felt like a job, and I have to meet these deadlines. And then on top of that, the other thing, I have Venus Orion Comics and its campaign, and I had to deal with fulfillment. I really love this comic book company, and I'm going to keep pursuing it because this has always been my dream, to be an independent creator, create my own IPs. And this is more important than MugenLord or Mugen TV. This is more important than anything because I finally created something that I enjoy, and I want to be able to share those creations with you guys. But this whole campaign has been stressful because now I'm learning the ins and out of being an independent creator, an independent author, an independent developer, and creating my own IPs. It is not an easy job. And learning how to navigate the indie comic space and just navigate the indie space in general, man, it's not for the faint of heart. You really got to put your time and your effort in it, get a chance to understand your fans, get to understand your customers, and there's a whole lot to it. And I went to college for business, and now I'm actually putting my college degree to some use when it comes to working for myself. So that has become stressful because I'm trying to learn everything, the ins and outs, and the possibility of what things could go possibly wrong during fulfillment, and correcting those problems, making sure that all my backers have the things that they need. And then I finally crashed out. I was in my room, I crashed out. I was stressing, I was losing my mind because of everything that was just hitting me at one time. And that's when I knew that I needed a break. So now that I told you guys what the problems were, now that it's May 5th, by the time I upload this video, now I get to explain what I'm going to do moving forward to be able to make this YouTube experience and this content creation experience fun for me to enjoy. So here are some changes that I want to do. One, I am no longer sticking to a schedule when it comes to uploading content. I'm going to upload whenever the hell I want to upload. If there's something I want to talk about, I'll talk about it. And I feel much more at ease when I'm able to do that, which means I can take longer time to make videos that I want, like retrospectives, game reviews, anime reviews, possibly movie reviews in the near future. It'll give me time to do that instead of me trying to hurry up and get this video out by Monday, or get it out by Wednesday, or get it out by Friday. No, I think I feel less of that pressure off of me when I'm not sticking to a deadline. I can just sit down and make the content that I want. This also leaves room for me to be able to actually play some video games, something that I haven't done in a very long time because of all these different responsibilities that I have on my plate. So now I'm able to sit down and actually play some video games and actually get a chance to talk about them when I feel like it. And I really love that. Now, as far as streaming is concerned, I may have a streaming schedule, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to still stick to it or not because of all these responsibilities, but I'm going to try my best to have a schedule for streaming, because streaming is a little bit easier because I'm able to just get in front of you guys, talk with you guys, then also do a gaming stream, which I can start knocking off some of my backlogs and everything. And I want to be able to make the videos that I want regardless of the algorithm. If the algorithm do me wrong, then so be it. I just want to have a peace of mind and enjoy this because I love talking to you guys. And I still want to be able to have my YouTube platform to be able to be that olive branch, to be able to extend to Venus Orion Comics, to bring exposure to Venus Orion Comics as well as that grows. But that's essentially it for this video. I just wanted to just update you guys on what's going on. I don't know when is the next video. I may have a video up this week. I'm not sure because there's still other things I have to do this week as far as Venus Orion Comics is concerned. But definitely stay tuned for the next videos that I have in store for you guys. So this is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.